Welcome to Men2Men Naija Podcast, where we talk about the daily chronicles of Naija men. We talk about the socio-economic realities affecting Nigerian men and the general public through honest and thought-provoking conversations. My name is Oluwadam Larry Shola or Mogbele Kale, and today I have in the studio with me,
Hello everyone, my name is Olodo Uprising.
and to my far left.
Hi, my name is Olawale Ashobi, CEO Westec NG.
So today's episode promised to be educative, it's promised to be informative, and we'll catch some clues as well. So stay tuned and enjoy.
There was a time when being intelligent was being celebrated publicly. Educational prowess, intellectual ability was something that both pupils and parents were proud of. We had educative programs like Cowbellpedia, Spelling Bees. Even informative programs like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Montina Dancer, and Good Out Mesa, just to name a few. But over time, we've seen a decline in moral decadency and intellectual prowess. We now see people celebrating money, fame over intellectual abilities. And today we'll be discussing the popular trend which is going on about, which is the Olodo Uprising. We'll just be touching bits and bits around the conversation since it's already a trendy topic, and welcome you to enjoy the topic with us. So, of course, I'll be throwing it to my co-host and would have a delightful topic. So I'm going to start this way. Do you think, or now I want to get your honest opinion about it. Is academic excellence still respected, or are social media influence overtaking it? So let's just hear your opinion about it. Is academic excellence still something that we celebrate and we respect, or social media influencing has taking complete charge over it?
Definitely, academic excellence has gone into the deep waters. It has run down. Nobody is celebrating academic excellence anymore. With the invention of TikTok, Instagram, and other social media apps, people are more focused on trending. They are more focused on numbers, the clicks, likes, follow, and every other thing. People are more interested in academic excellence has gone down the drain so much so that even if you graduate with a first class now, it's more or less like you just wasted your time reading books and being intelligence. And even you say, "Who book help?" This new slang, school na scam. Who book help? Because most people that are not even educated are like getting more money, making it than people that are well educated. So I think it has really gone down the deep.
Okay, so I think you're right. And those days, if you are saying if your school should use you as a representative for like examples I cited, like Cowbellpedia or some of this. When your friend know that you are going for such competition, they used to look at like if you way, you are like the top notch, you are like the scholar of your time, you are like the talk of the class of the school. But now you even see students in secondary school age, they are already looking for how to get the latest iPhone and all that. But before we drift further into the conversation, I'll also be asking my other co-host what his thought is about academic excellence. Do you think it's still something that people still really value, like being educated, being intellectually sound, coming out with a good grading? Is it something that we celebrate, or people just go with the trend of you being a social media influencer, or it's just trend that people are following and they're not really particular about you being, so to say, educationally sound?
Okay, thank you for that question. So, from my own opinion, I think all this thing actually depends from the roots. From the roots, I mean, like probably from your family, from your upbringing, and so on. For example, my family, we are actually big on education.
True.
Like, you have to go to school. So even though maybe you want to do something, you don't, you want to like do like side hustle or this, but you have to go first. So I actually feel like it's from the roots. And back to from the question, I think the society too is not helping the issue. For instance, you just see people celebrating like things that are not worth celebrating. True. So I actually feel the society and the upbringing and the family is adding to the whole
the funny twist about this thing is when this conversation of Olodo Uprising started, a lot of people were not trying to understand So Olodo Uprising is not something that actually started just now when the conversion is starting. Something that over time has sort of garnered enough audience. People celebrating just like a first class graduate, they are celebrating him with just 5,000 and maybe a governorship handshake. Whereas somebody quote and unquote a baddie on Instagram, because you have done one or two, they'll be pressing you money 250,000, 500,000. Beauty pageants. You see how much you're putting into beauty pageants.
Millions.
You see how much you're putting into academic shows and programs. And one of the things that are sort of attributed to some of this is over time we notice that some of the things that, like I said, that sort of helps us in getting better, they've taken it away. I mean, before the PR and the publicity around Cowbellpedia was, in fact, you cannot be in secondary school that time and don't know about Cowbellpedia. It's one of like one of the foremost programs in Nigeria as a student. But now we see most of those that have been replaced with a lot of shows. And that will lead me to my next question that says, why do people now celebrate ignorance or ridicule intelligence? Now, when the Olodo Uprising conversation started, the person in quotes who most people are using as a case study, rather than take this moment to reflect and sort of find a way to maybe rebrand himself or something, he has to come directly for in this case YC. And I'm seeing a lot of people too in the comment section saying what was YC saying, this person that is talking about or something. I'm not even sure that YC even actually explicitly mentioned his name.
He actually did.
He mentioned his name, Abi. Yeah. So people are not saying this person that YC is mentioning, you will buy YC in multiple folds because of course now maybe because of TikTok funds that they see and influencing money and all of those things and ambassadorship and all of those things. So but looking at the person like YC, the trends they are set over time. I mean, when did this person in code that we're talking about just come into line? Because we have given enough publicity to, should I say, mediocrity. It has now become the order of the day. You see some people that are not supposed to even be ambassadors, to be what's it called, the influencers, to even influence young generations. They will be in the spotlight because they have a number of following, and they will be on social media displaying nuisance, and those are people that brands are looking for. So do you think that they are no longer celebrating education, or mediocrity is now the order of the day?
I've said honestly that academic excellence has gone down the drain.
True.
Very deep down into the drain, because you cannot see somebody that wants to that will be eager to be like, I want to go for this competition, I want to go for this, I want to go for that. And like Wale likely said, he talked about family upbringing, that some families, they are not keen about education, they just want to do their thing, like just live and survive. And whereas some families are big on education, that you must go to school regardless, come what me, you must go to school. So like you're saying, look at the shows that we have now. Look at the shows we had back then. Even back then, while growing up, we had KKB shows and the likes. You get even good ultimate message that will make you to be more adventurous and all. But now, there was one time I saw a post. It even happened to a friend. His elder brother graduated as the best graduating student, and how much was given to him in Ekiti, one university in Ekiti, I think it was 10,000 naira as the overall best graduating student.
And if they have a pageant show in the school like this,
and it's not in engineering.
We have a first class student among us.
So
first class student, how much they give you?
Graduate for example, now I graduated with a first class.
How much
only handshake I collected.
Thank you for the job well done. That was powerful. You'll be a role model to others.
Thanks for coming.
And I think the government has a role to play in this. If you check the budget, the amount budgeted for education is so low. It's really low. And even out of these low funds given to educational sector now, people still find a way of diverting that funds. The funds are being siphoned and we don't know anything about it. Go to your environment, your local area, check the schools, check government schools.
I don't understand that.
They are in dilapidated conditions.
So what you said now, I'm going to quickly digress to government school, because I myself am a product of government school.
Me too as well. I went to a government secondary school.
Those days,
Can't relate.
No, I finished from a private school. I started at the government grammar school. Now, those days I think now the PR, or should I say, just like you said, the condition around government schools now that government school is now it's not like standardized. Those days, government school was standard. Like government schools could legit compete with private school. I think the advantage or the advantage private school had over them was private school had like lesser number of students, and then like maybe like should I say extracurricular activities that you can do. Maybe you want to do sports, you want to do literature, you want to do art and painting. But for government school, you know, it's like in general. But that time, curriculum was very, very solid. Now, this is now taking me to the next conversation where I'm saying that, where I'm going to ask that, as the education system contributed to this decline. Now, because we know that if there's no what's it called? Should I say encouragement? There's no what's it called? Incentive. Let me say that way, for everyone that does well in school. Because when you see that, if I even finish with first class F, I don't say not even work. They always say thank you for coming. But if you know that you finish with first class, even not even first class, if you finish with a good grade, you know that no matter there's job opportunity for you. Or about you finish with a good score like first class, you know that at least after from being a first class guy, you should okay, this person has done well. Oh.
There should be like
a sort of maybe an opportunity for you to even get like a secure job right on the spot like that. So those kind of things you even cheer other people up to work. But in the case whereby there's no incentive, there's no appreciation, anything, people
that's
be like,
what's the mention of government, that the government has a role to play in this educational sector because it's really declining. I remember back then when I was in secondary school, you would think my school was a private school because there's this healthy competition within everybody. You'd always want to do well.
Yes.
You'd always want to do well. The best students in this will be awarded, even if it's not that deep, if it's not that big. But they will call you in the presence of people, congratulate you and all. So you will feel gingered. You will be propelled to want to do more. Even if you don't understand something, you can just walk to go and meet your fellow person that knows how to solve that. For example, now mathematics that people shy away from. If you see that they are awarded somebody a prize in mathematics, back then you want to go and get close to the person. No more, please, can you teach me extra? You get. But nowadays, be like waiting concern me with everything we do. Even in universities, that's even the worst sets or the worst part of the spectrum now, that people will be like waiting concern with this thing. You're racking your head and everything, and another person is there sleeping, snoring, and he or she knows how to go their ways to get it. The A you want to get, the grade A you want to get, that you're suffering for late night reading and every other thing. Another person is just there with hello, see me in my office. They already have 70, 75. So
from where you are going to now, I'm going to throw this question to Wally. Now, based on what you said, because of course we also finished from university system, and we know these things, right? These are things that they are not new, they are not germane to us. Now, like you said, we finished from Epe, and that place was really chaotic. That place was a place where it is very hard. I mean, everything, all the odds were mostly like against you, but people like us were still able to scale through. And in cases like that, you see people that, I mean, we are still struggling. Okay, I feel like I should jack one or two, and the people that they're probably not going to be in school, they're not probably going to be during the academic session, and you know, maybe based on one or two connection or anything, they would still, you know, even maybe most times get A or B, where you most likely be seeing mass carryovers and all that. So should we say that money now has now sort of triumphed over education? Because they say that before, they say that education is the key. They say that money now be the master key now. They say education is the best legacy. They say money now be the go through pattern. I think with money now, you about say that so should we say that more money would do? Yes. So should we say that money now has now taken much more importance over education?
Okay, so I will actually say that money has actually taken over education, and I will not actually blame the people doing it. It's just the kind of society that we meet ourselves. So that's what I'll say. It's just probably the society that we meet ourselves.
Society has been misaligned. The society they've shifted the minds of, I don't know if maybe it's a political thing, or it's maybe because people will not be able to pay attention on the government to call them out on their incapacities. I don't know. But if you check,
I feel the society has actually placed a lot of people in a position that you actually need money to survive.
Exactly, that's what I'm
To
saying.
survive. Like before, there are like other alternatives, there are other revenues, there are other way governments can come in. But in this present,
Government grants, everything. Look at our lecturers, our grandpas. Then they will tell you they got the government grant to go and study in England, go and study abroad. And in the early 1960s
pension
and
was coming in easily.
1970s, people would relocate out of Nigeria to study, and they will come back. They would definitely want to come back to Nigeria. One professor was saying that in the 70s, there when he finished his PhD in England, it was like there's nothing in England for him to do because the exchange rate was okay, everything was okay. Now the system was working effectively, so he had to come back, pick up this lecturing work, and now look at it now. Look at the realities. How much are the lecturers earning? How much are the teachers earning?
So I think now I'm going to touch base from what you said, and part of the things I also attribute to all of these things are things within the educational sector, like you said. Now, imagine a lecturer that is not well paid. How would the lecturer be happy, or should I say delighted, to come and teach you? That's one. Then number two, I feel like our syllabus and curriculum needs a revamp.
Yes,
because
needs to be
a lot of things that are being taught now are sort of, I don't want to say outdated. People are evolving. There's the introduction of AI. Things are evolving.
A guy said something online. He said if you're in the STEM, the science technological part of this thing, yes, if you are there, doing a postgraduate studies in Nigeria is a waste of time because there's no research. You are not doing any research. Where are the equipment you want to do to get? There are no cutting edge research facilities here in Nigeria. As a scientist that you want to bring something new, you want to create something. Go to UK, go to US, go to other countries. You see the amount they pump into funding of researches.
True.
Not to talk of big top Ivy Leagues universities like Michigan Tech, Yale, MITs, like you said. You understand? But here in Nigeria, we don't even no grant. For you to get government grants, you even have to like lobby for outside. Like you have to compete with other countries for you to get government grants. In Nigeria is very limited. Even if they send so amount has been sent. Maybe the vice chancellor is trying to siphon. Maybe the
head of the
governing council, they are trying to siphon. Do you understand? You go to some laboratories, because I did chemistry. You go to chemistry laboratories, no test tube. It's the same thing. When I was in 100 level, I had some seniors that I used to go and collect their books and this thing. The same practical they did when they were in 100 level was the same thing we were doing when we were in 100 level. So it was just like a copy and paste of a thing. It has not been revised. I don't even know how they give them this professorship of a thing. Maybe they need to like look into it. Do you understand? Like they really need to look into it and review a whole lot of things. You cannot be using a textbook that somebody used 16 years ago to teach us. Now. Do you understand? You see some lecturers' book that, if you see it, maybe it was their book they wrote when they were in universities back then in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s. You understand? Compared to 2026, the technology is evolving daily. Every day, new things are coming out. So how do we even want to compete? If you see it now, you see that people are trying to develop themselves personally. They are doing research personally. Go online, learn about AI and every other technologies that are evolving. But I'm quite sure that if you go to some universities and talk to some lecturers that, bro, do you know AI? Do you know this? And they'll be like, what's AI? It will be so archaic to them. Do you understand? It will be so archaic to them. Moreover, all these things are the cutting edge facilities they have abroad. That's the advantage they have over us. So I think the government will really need to look into this educational sector, because they say education is the best legacy. And if you are giving somebody the best legacy and it's not best enough, how do they want to get it right? True. So if you are not getting it right from the basic, which is the government, the SUBEB, UBEB, all these basic educational committees, they should go into it. We have what's it called? ETF funds. Government should give money, pump money into this. We are paying taxes. They should pump money into this. Let's make education great again. It will make our society better. We will raise intelligent people. We will raise high intellectual capacity people. You don't know, anything can put Nigeria on the map. Look at Professor Wole Soyinka. He won a Nobel Laurel Prize. he has already placed Nigeria and Africa on the forefront of the world. You understand? He has already put Nigeria on the map. So if you have like 2-3 more people, Nobel laureates are Nigerians, do you know what it will happen to us? But now mediocrity is being celebrated. Once you have 5k followers on TikTok, you're already an influencer. Brands are already looking for you. They're just looking for numbers. Even brands are not even doing well. They are just looking for numbers that okay, but we want to sell products, we want to make money. Most brands now, they are not supporting educational things now. Education, if you go to even if you go to them for help and assistance or grants, they say they are not they don't have enough for now. It's not in their budget. But let any beauty pageant, any entertainment thing, they will sponsor it because they know they will make their money back. Do you understand? So I think we should tackle the problem from the root cause.
So right, we've highlighted the part of the government which stems from having to pump more money into the educational sector. I mean, if you look at the budget for for education for 2026 in the federal government's budget, it's too small, right? And a lot of things, like you rightly said, the educational sector needs to evolve with the trending IT and technology that we can even see from neighboring countries. In fact, let's not even go to Europe. Let's even have neighboring African countries. We can see how they are incorporating IT and AI into their education, and it also comes down even to our schools too, right? If money is being pumped into the academic sector and it's getting to the school, let the administrators in charge, let them make good use of the money. So now I'm going to touch base on the last question you said, where you said if you see brands now, like they want to put their money in beauty pageants, in CSR, in entertainment that will quickly give them publicity and in turn get more money. So I'm going to ask you, why do you think some of these brands or companies, right? Why do you think they most times want to support or sponsor events like this? In fact, let's say it's the way it is. Some of these events that they are sponsoring, they are not something that have any sort of, should I say, positive impact back on the society. Some of them are, in fact, if you are going to look at it on the long run, they have negative impact on the community.
Yes,
but because of that they have more publicity, more reach, and because of this, of course, every brand wants more reach and audience. So, what do you think is making these brands support and sponsor these entertainment events rather than supporting education? I'm not saying they don't support. I'm saying they don't support as much as they do the entertainment. What do you think is causing it?
Okay, thank you. So, number one, you have to look at it from this perspective. Like, every business, what's the aim of every business? Is to make profits. So, if you now look at it, what's the thing trending now? The brands actually want to work with the trending stuff now. And I feel the trending stuff is more coming from the entertainment part. So the influencers, the entertainers, whatever, they have more views, they have more audience. So all these brands actually want to make their money back. They want more visibility, more audience, more reach. So they have to work with the what will give them more publicity. So if in the society that we are in now, people don't really take education serious like that. For example, if you put an educational program like this, put an entertaining this thing like this, the view you will get from the entertainer will be like
millions of views.
Billions of views
compared to 10 million views in 1 minute.
So I just feel like most brands just want more visibility and more audience and more customers for themselves. So they just tend to
But speaking of that branding, for example, now let's say you're in the beverage industry. For you to produce all these things, you need people that are educated in that part, in that aspect, people that are trained in that aspect. Let's say you produce milk now. You need people that knows how to make milk to pasteurize through the pasteurization and everything. You still need education.
But that's why.
Do you understand?
That's why.
The more you pump money into research and everything, I think it still go back to them, making them become better.
What you are talking about is production.
Yeah, the production
aspect. There's consumer aspect. So
if there's no production, there's nothing people want to consume now.
But I feel like
if there's no production, there's no consumption.
If you think about it, if production and consumption. Which one is more?
Consumption is where the money is.
Yes.
Consumption is where you get your money. But if there's no production, if you are not producing something that is, if you are producing something that is not good, nobody will consume your products.
No, what I think is,
do you understand?
What I think is, you can actually get anybody to produce for you. Do you understand?
If they are not educated, if these producers are not educated, what do they want to produce?
No, like producing, you can pay somebody to produce for you, but you can't pay somebody to buy. You can't pay somebody to buy.
Okay, I understand what you're saying now.
You can't pay somebody to buy your products, but you can easily pay anybody to produce for you. So getting somebody to produce for you is actually easier than getting people to buy the products.
Okay. All right, so we'll take it a notch higher, and there's this popular phrase where we say you are street smart and you are book smart. So, and over time people would say that in fact, some people even consider that when you are too too book smart, that you are not street smart. You can't you're a nerd that you cannot know the ways of the street, and some people even consider that if you are too book smart, that you might not even necessarily know how to make money, because you have to street smart to know that 2 + 2 be 4. So do you think it's possible to be both book smart and be what's the other to be both street smart and book smart? And do you think there's an advantage to being both, or do you think you have to be one of either?
You have to be book smart and street smart. It's very important for you to be both book smart and street smart. Book smart in terms of academic excellence, street smart in terms of survival. You have to have a survival skills. You get, look at when COVID happened, when the lockdown happened, you could see a whole lot of people had to start tuning back, because most of them are not street smart. So street smartness does not mean that you have to be fraudulent, you have to run scams and this thing, but you should know that this way and this way we meet at this junction. That's what street smart is all about. You know that no, this is cheating, this is stupid, this is wrong. Do you understand? So book smart is not that. Street smart is not that. Now we the street, now we the wrong street. It's not about showing ruggedity that I rugged. Though ruggedity too is part of it, but it's not being showing that I've arrived, blah blah blah. But you can, if you are book smart and street smart, it will make you work smart. To make you earn more self, to make you get to things faster than somebody that is just on one side of the spectrum. So both.
I actually feel both are very, very important.
They are.
You have to be book smart and you have to be street smart, especially if you are living in Lagos. For example, if you are book smart, you'll be able to work. You'll be able to go to places. Sure. You'll be able to engage in different conversations.
Yes.
You'll be able to get good opportunities. Why, if you are street smart, you'll be able to survive in Lagos.
True.
Even anywhere in the world,
you'll be able to.
Your survival skills, your survival instinct to be on the right.
If you are not street smart, in Lagos, I bet you can't survive in Lagos. You can't survive in Lagos. So I actually feel both are important.
And if you can survive in Lagos, I believe you can survive almost anywhere in the world, though.
Okay.
Because
if the weather conditions are perfect.
Lagos is a very trying place, and I also circle back on what you guys said. I mean, you need the blend of both worlds, right? I remember when we were in school, there are certain people that their own is just from class to hostel, and they are the likes of us that from class to Abegi, where we are going to have some. Every last time watching this, we know what we're talking about. In that Abegi, that's our own CNM junction. Every update that's going on in the school, you hear it there. So by then, if there's any updates around, let's say an exam is coming up, and maybe there's a particular AOC or some kind of gist around it, from that Agege junction, you hear the updates. That's why you hear trending gist about what's happening in school. So from there, you bound say, come and be Kogba, and so from there, you're able to know what's happening in school and how you can quickly adjust. But lately now, you see that a lot of people are just, they say you pass through school no pass through you. So school passing through you also means that being educated, you also you are getting smart, and that means you also inculcating being street smart.
Even being educated to me means being street smart, because education means information. You've gotten that information, like that line WhatsApp is the info. You already got the information. So the information you gotten so you to now process it and make it to like fly. Do you understand?
True.
So, but I think some people are just so maybe they don't have the enough confidence to fly with the info they have. So I think that's where the issue lies.
Okay, so I will take it to this extent. So now, I mean, the popular phrase is Olodo Uprising, Olodo Uprising, Olodo Uprising. The case of Olodo Uprising we are seeing, is this truly, are we in an Olodo Uprising era, or are we just simply valuing different forms of intelligence? Like, are we really in the era of Olodo Uprising? Like, is Olodo Uprising really the order of the day, or we're just hyping is that maybe because of the fact that a lot of people that we can point out to are probably not so educated, so that's why I'm thinking that the society is going into an intellectual decline. So, but is there really an Olodo Uprising from your own perspective?
I think there's actually an Olodo Uprising, and I think it's really serious. And if like government don't regulate this stuff, it will really affect the next generation. Like, for example, like you just see somebody will just come up and post like a content that does not even make any sense. Like content that does not even add any positive value, and next thing you see people celebrating them, you see people gifting them. I don't know, you'll be gifting maybe tap or what are they calling? There will be tapping whatever. There will be gifting, encouraging, giving people that don't even add anything to the government positively. They don't be dashing them cars. They're giving them brands. Why there are some educative content online, but for example now there are many educative contents online now. Go and check their followers, less than 10k followers.
You don't get 10k go, you don't
less than
go
10k followers. Why all those whatever Olodo whatever all over this thing 1 million plus on TikTok, 1 million on Facebook, 1 million on so I feel like the Olodo Uprising is actually
I feel like the Olodo Uprising is really a thing because most people cannot even hold an intellectual conversation. You cannot even talk, even in terms of you're trying to be in a talking stage with a lady. There are some kind of talk you'll just be like, what's up?
You have to be explaining it again.
You will see like the kind of response they will give. You'll be like, did you go to school at all? Are you educated? And on the other side of the spectrum, I think these people that we are talking about, they are just being smart, like street smartness on the other side. Like the Olodo Uprising, Olodo Uprising in quotes, like the people that have been mentioned, I think they are just being smart on the other way. That's street smartness because they feel like, okay, for them, I think is for you to put out a content, I think you would have thought through it. It might be a wrong timing, it might be a wrong content, it might be a negative content, but I just feel like you'd have thought it through before you like say, let me upload this thing online.
I don't know. Maybe
I'm still trying to digress. You would talk. Sorry. So I feel like they are smart too, but they are just smart on the wrong side of the spectrum. Do you understand? Right. So, but in terms of the Olodo Uprising, what I know is really a thing is to hold healthy conversations now is war. For you to like get to somebody and meet somebody and be like, okay, let's talk, let's do this, bring your opinions, let me hear from you. You just say that, what's this person saying? Do you understand? So once you start posing it, you know that there's a decline. That if this person is sound, those people that are using as examples in quotes, I feel like if they are more educated, even their content will be better than what they are doing now. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So that's what I feel.
Okay, so like I wanted to like touch based on what he said about being smart. I don't know about being smart. I just feel like it's the audience that are just encouraging
now it's just
because when you post it today, you see like 5k views. This thing is.
I just feel like it's the and I actually feel like it's not actually based down on visibility too. I feel like people promoting them or gifting them are actually gifting them and promoting them for their own advantage.
Definitely.
Because they know that these people promoting this content have more audience, have more visibility. So if they give them money,
mention their names and every other thing.
They'll mention their names and they'll probably help them to promote because they know that more people are putting their time on the
especially that entertainment part of it. People just want to be entertained. People just want to be entertained. They don't care about the information you are bringing out. Let's just be entertained.
Sometimes you just check IG, you just see some content and you be like,
is this real?
Is this
see crazy
like
content.
is this allowed?
Nudity.
Is this even allowed?
I mean, look at the trend of, there was a period, I think it has died now, but there was a period when we were doing the whole private chef and private masseuse and
yeah.
At a time, like, we all know that if you say you're a chef, it's like
Chef
a well-paid job. Like masseuse is a well-paid job. So now when you're not saying and some people have say we're even doing combo. You book one get book one get one.
Yes, now you said you're a private chef. We'll get to your page and we are not seeing anything that's chefing about you.
That was
No, you've not checked the page.
If you pay, there are some realtors too that say I sold 4 bedroom.
And they are not giving us the houses.
You've not checked the
page.
Even the ones that are showing the houses.
Your first market before the market the house.
Yeah. You understand what I'm trying to say now? So people are now like trying to like, okay, since this is where people are gravitating to, look at the high rate of people doing BBL now.
They say it's for body enhancement. It's for body positivity.
The confidence you don't have in yourself has God created you.
Let me put this out now. There's never been any woman that did BBL that did for money, that did for body positivity.
Never.
It's always business oriented.
It's business targeted.
I put this to you.
It's
I know that I've never seen that did BBL. It has never been about body positivity.
You are not doing it for
your body. It has always been towards
you know what you are doing.
You know what you're doing.
I might want to disagree.
That customer base, let's have you.
No, Chiam, I want to disagree.
All right.
Because I was actually thinking what you guys are saying. But now, what about somebody like maybe Nikki and Cardi?
They did what?
They have an audience now. They are singing.
Okay.
They are singers. If they check, they know people will start screaming and every other thing.
That's what I'm trying to say. There's a business. If you do it, you know that in turn now you make the money for that business.
You make the money, but like say,
you invest money to your business now. There's this I don't want to mention it. There's this lady that I think they said was staying in Ilorin, or should I say Kitty? I'm not entirely sure they have the two.
Okay.
I think she was she owns a restaurant, a fast food business, and she went for a BBL procedure, right? And after the BBL procedure, in less than how many months, she don't relocate to come island. She don't buy house for island.
No, but I actually saw the post. She actually said that she was actually like staying in Lagos.
Was actually staying in Lagos. They said her own base was. I'm not sure.
Like I don't know, but I saw the post. But I saw
like after a few months.
No, I said that she was staying in Lagos. Probably she went to school at that's
all this body positivity. Body days, all this body yada.
Maybe it's to look good for themselves.
It's for attractiveness, and they know what they are doing. They know we have a whole lot of sims.
So, but let's not gravitate towards that. Let's go back to our original source, which is the Olodo Uprising. And I think why we sort of digress is because, I mean, all of these things, you about say one right?
They are interwoven,
because it's a chain reaction.
Yes.
It's something that has been going on for a period of time. So when people see that this thing is lucrative, this person did this, why can't I do it now? And you know, and the danger of all of these things is we've seen people that have undergone such procedures and they didn't come out of it well. I mean, anyways, there's no business that you do in life that is not risky. Life itself is a risk. So, but then, the Olodo Uprising, I think it's because it has gained a lot of PR over time. People have sort of encouraged it. Brands have supported it. Even some parents, you don't even encourage people to go to like, they will be comparing ori ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn o ti ra kíní kan o ti ra lé sí kíní kan olókọ́ ni bàbá ṣe kíní kan you know. And of course, as a child now, when you're hearing such things and you want to also, you know, you want to make mama proud, you want to make papa proud, you too, you want to go into such things. So do you think that parents too are also a factor contributing to this Olodo Uprising?
Sure, in one way or the other, some parents who are enabling this Olodo Uprising of a thing, because for example now you see some parents that they will tell you that school na scam. Uncle Tayo to law school, kilo padada. Kini kon to law school, kilo vida. Do you understand? Well, this one way go school na lie. If you go to the Igbo side of the country, be like, if you don't finish secondary school, you go Lagos, go meet Chukwudi. You go serve for Chukwudi. Can you imagine serving under Chukwudi for 5 years, 6 years, Chukwudi settles you. Before you know, you become a millionaire in that business, in that line of business. And what would you do? You just hire somebody that went to university. One of my friends told me that I can't do masters. I was like, why can't you do MSc? He said, I have a whole lot of people that did MSc and they are still at home. They don't even have a job. Some with MSc are still earning less than 100K. And with proof, not that this is just a hearsay. With proof, he showed me like 3 people that he knows that have MSc and their pay slip. Some are still even begging for jobs right now. Some even had to resort to marriage, especially the ladies. They had to resort to marriage and I'll be like, I'll start my own business. Do you understand? So even they are not making the educational sector
even sort of encouraging.
The government is just turning attention to something else. Since we all want entertainment, we all love entertainment.
We want fast money.
We want fast money, and also they are just turning the limelight to somewhere else. Do you understand? So they just pump money into entertainment to distract us. Education money, bam, siphoned.
And the problem again is they used to say that the popular phrase is that we are the leaders of tomorrow. The people are saying that now we are the leaders of today, because tomorrow in itself is another yesterday, so it's today. So if we look at even the government that we are blaming, if we look at the government of today, the administration of today, there are a lot of discrepancies, and we even have some government parastatals and government officials gone that even their academic background is sketchy, is sort of questionable. So in a case where even the leaders themselves are not up and down when it comes to education, how do they then? I mean, what you can't give, what you don't have. Yeah. So how then do they want to sort of promote the importance of education? But then in the let's now have like a sort of projection, because now this Olodo Uprising, like I said, is not something that's happening today. It's a chain reaction of things that we have been supporting, promoting, celebrating for years. That's now coming to this current decline that we are. So in the nearest projection, because I'm bringing that discussion from a movie that I saw, and I encourage everybody that's watching this to go and say that movie, Mediocrity. In fact, when this Olodo Uprising started, that was the first movie that came to my mind, because that movie sort of spotlights what's the danger of a society that is heading towards an intellectual decline. When people are no longer celebrating educational prowess,
academic excellence,
yes, excellence in education. I mean, those days when we do practical, people will create things. They will take it to maybe the state government house or something. You'll be excited
to build a whole building. Guys will do from plank.
You do things. You
will see the ingenious capacity.
And trust me, people are still creating those things. You see even some people from the north. They're not getting enough PR. They're not getting publicity. They're not getting funding.
And then some of them would need to go and call these guys to interview them just to get that.
And so all of those things, they just die out because the government in itself, they are not putting enough effort.
Society is not celebrating
even some of the government officials got there. They don't value education, so to say, quote unquote. A lot of people got there either by loyalty or by connection.
Yes.
So how do you now want to prioritize education? And the challenge and the danger of all of these things is, now we say we have Gen Z, where Gen Alpha is already coming up. Gen Alpha now, once they start getting to the age of 18, they are already seeing that when I play TikTok, when I play Instagram,
before you know it, small guys already shaking their ass on TikTok.
How do you want to tell that kind of person that, okay, come and go and further PhD or MS? Before, if you want to go for MS, PhD, you call it worrying because you know that you are the talk of the town, you are the top notch. But now, MSc, PhD, there was this person that we are talking about that started that is the center point of this Olodo Uprising. There was a time he said he was looking for a cameraman. He said he needed someone that has a master's to be his cameraman, someone that has PhD to be. So in a way, fine. I'm not saying that somebody can apply, but in a way, it's sort of ridiculing the importance of that, of having that certification. So the way we are looking at it now, in the nearest future, are we heading towards a further decline, or do you think there's a way to salvage ourselves out of this current Olodo Uprising?
I think, like you said, the society that is filled with uneducated people, the society would go into extinction, whether you like it or not. So I think the best thing is for everybody to tackle this issue from the roots. Yeah. So from the primary school, let's even say from family, they should enforce that free in abroad. I think from 0 to get to secondary school.
Grade
I think it's free. Is it only you want to go to private schools that you pay? Like you want to go to private schools. There are government-owned schools that even I was told that in the UK, feeding of those children are free.
Can you imagine?
You understand?
During school hours.
During school hours, yes. Look at the time that the former vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, was trying to do feed this thing. I don't think that thing lasted for a week. That feeding of a thing. So I think if we can emulate other countries that education is very of paramount to them, that from 0 or from 1 years old to maybe when you get to secondary school, you would have to, it's free of charge. So you are not paying for it. I think maybe to encourage more people to go, because even in Nigeria now, the so-called government schools self, they are not encouraging.
You see their
they are in dilapidated states. The classroom, even the teachers are tired.
The syllabus is outdated.
So I think it should be tackled from the bedroom.
Everything boils down to the government. They actually need to do more, like provide more jobs, provide more securities.
Things of encouragement.
Provide what will encourage the citizen to go to school. Provide more educative programs.
That's the most important thing. Because imagine people that are going to school, your mind is to go to school and they come and kidnap you.
Okay, for example, the one that the current
look at the issue that is going on now.
So imagine going to
they are in schools.
And
they are in school, getting educated.
Imagine going to school with the fear that they feel kidnapping for school.
Like how do you now want to even?
How do you make it make sense to somebody now? School turn lọ́nà lọ ti ń jí wọn gbé.
Imagine look at that principal that lost his life because of.
Part of you can imagine already thinking that I might not come home. I might get kidnapped.
Maybe that's one of the reasons why parents go and look like people even because people that parents that are around those areas where this kidnapping and all these banditries are happening. There's no way you can encourage them to send their children to school now because they don't feel safe sending their.
They don't feel safe in that area.
Even the teachers, even the
teachers that are going
because you know that
you can imagine seeing your principal being slaughtered.
Yeah,
post trauma for life.
It's a trauma. We'll be like say this school. If you want to go to school, you have to find a well secured school. But how many people can even afford schools that are well secured?
And you know the funniest thing, because me, I'm a big fan of history. I like watching documentaries about how Nigeria started. I mean, a lot of things from when we were
way back,
When we are just regional directors, and Olodo was regional director for West Africa. One of the most important things that was his core value was the free education. And a lot of people that were beneficiaries of those things. In fact,
most of them are even in the government now. Most of the people that were beneficiary of that free education.
That's one of the reasons why we have
reform.
I'm not trying to be tribalistic here. I think that's one of the reasons why we had like a lot of professors, a lot of should I say literates, like a lot of them in the western region, because a lot of them had access to that free education. And when what's his name? Permit me if I'm wrong, please let me fact check that. I don't know if Nnamdi Azikiwe, when he also introduced that same thing. And when the guy, the regional director for the North, I think that was Amadou Bello. I'm not sure if that's Amadou Bello. He also introduced, because I was watching the documentary recently. He also from what, because it was an LD competition. This region is having education. My people too must not be behind. So every region had like education. Being brought up, and like we said, education is one of the pillars of the society, because from there you breed the next generation of leaders. So I think we need to bring back that importance of education. Exactly. I don't know. I feel like the government is not really prioritizing education enough. Like
education has gone into.
You need to pump money, and I feel like all of these things, they are intertwined. They need to fix security. They need to fix what's it called again? Job opportunities, because if you are going to teach and you know that the nation is not secure, or you have chances of being kidnapped, you know how to go to school now, and if you don't teach, students are not going to be trained, they are not going to be taught.
You will not even be encouraged.
You will not be
to learn.
Encouraged. Even aside from security, the welfare of teachers. I feel like teachers are one of the
least paid people, and they are the most important part.
Can you imagine?
They are in your formative years as a child.
Exactly.
They are the one that will teach you.
Any pupil that's in their care. And see what we're saying.
How much are they getting paid?
What we're saying.
They'll tell you the teacher's reward is in heaven. Why?
If they will even finish to even get their gratuity or to get their pension gone,
somebody else is
one government official fit chop they go parade
Bro.
they carry placard. You see old
It's
people
so
in their
disheartening.
old age
It's
carry
so
placard.
disheartening.
So all of these things they
so
are
disheartening.
intertwined. And like I said, so now look at the case of when we're saying branding, when we're talking about brands that support some of these brands that support all these entertainment shows. When some of these schools maybe project or pitch them for sort of some of these educational programs, like you rightly said, they will say their calendar for the year is booked. They don't have plans to accommodate such
their budget.
but let any entertainment show that will require them to shake bomb or anything on TV or anything, you will see them at the forefront. In fact, I don't want to mention it, but there was a time where a particular CEO, was talking about how we don't have competent Nigerian youth in a workspace, and I was like,
for the peanuts you are paying,
but because they are paying, and such
you know how
giant
much their
company,
counterparts are making.
such giant company was I think they were the one that sponsored a particular show that we watch on DSTV now, where they'll be doing mommy on live TV, right? But because we know that they are a business conglomerate and they have to also gain publicity and in turn maybe make more money back, profit back. But I feel like you don't have the right to come in that status quo and say that okay, we don't have working engineers, as if you're sort of rubbishing
their colleagues abroad are making triple of what they are making and they are doing the same thing.
Do you get so it all boils down to both the government has their part to play and we as individuals. I feel like even on the individual part, I feel like we are doing enough. I mean, there are people that want to genuinely go to school, they want to get educated. In fact, I was seeing a video one day that someone said that people don't do what's it called, handwork anymore. Everybody wants to, because that
everybody wants to be a boss.
Everybody wants to be a baller. Everybody wants to even be creating content.
Everybody wants to
creating content. Either it makes sense, it don't make sense. So once you see that you don't get followers,
for me, I will actually blame the government because for me, during my own time, like before I even entered uni, I went to learn issue of work. I went to learn like computer engineering, and I can bet you when I went to learn, like I met a lot of people while learning. Like I met a lot of people that I met, people came after me.
All those vocational programs that they used to do.
Yeah, vocational training.
It's not like that before again.
Before I actually even went to Computer Village to learn computer engineering, I went to like different vocational schools, which MIT, NIT, Lagos State,
sponsored by government.
Sponsored by state government and federal. I went to like a lot, so I have like all these certificates.
Yes.
NIT, something vocational, I've forgotten the administrative vocational. So I went, but what I actually noticed about this government stuff is that like they don't really do practicals. Because I noticed that it was just kind of more of theory, something written, reading. And that's that when I went to Computer Village and I do this. So I actually feel like government really needs to work more on all these things, make them serious, make them, I don't know whether I should say enforce it, because you can actually, I feel like forcing people to do something is like enslaving them.
So education
I feel like they need to like take
basic,
this thing serious.
It's vital. So I think the government, we need them to pump more into education sector. The budgets they are giving to education is
too small.
It's too low compared to other people. You see the senators put billions or trillions of naira to change cars, change wardrobe and everything.
Don't launch agency.
Bro, it is crazy.
I want to launch agency. That they collected money and they said that the agency is not active. It's not active, and they are giving them billions. Why they can actually
the education system
put the money on something.
The education system needs more pumping of funds. A lot of things that needs to. In fact, I feel like education system is not even updated on the latest trends on
That's
IT.
what I'm telling you. That somebody told me
like at this stage,
if you are in the science and technology field, if you are doing any postgraduate studies in Nigeria, you're just wasting your time because you are not doing any research.
In fact, I can touch when we're in uni. One of the reasons why I'm so that I've always loved IT right from a very long time. So when we're in uni that time, everybody were doing that. There are some of my guys and they are doing, shout out to all the guys that are doing well in tech now. Those days you see them, what they can attest to that, when we go to our class now, like when we have free period, you see these guys coding, like when we're going to
it's actually working well for them.
And it's working well for them now. They're making, in fact,
that time we were like,
that time we don't really understand.
And
I think why it was like that, because when we were doing this particular course we did then, was it CompTIA? CompTIA. There was the time that we were doing Python.
Yeah, Python.
Python
All
was supposed to be, all this programming,
it was supposed to be important to everybody.
It's on,
just write
it's on
it.
the,
Yes,
on the
now.
Nobody bought system.
no laptop.
Even the lecturer
Can you
had the
imagine?
system.
laptop.
In Nigeria, there's nothing like computational
No,
chemistry.
no practical.
Zero.
It was more like.
And you have to be
theory.
coding.
And the
You
theory
have to be writing codes to simulate all these things.
Hello world, you go for board.
Look how we did Fortran then in school.
So it's just.
It's hello world.
So it's like
Sorry,
those guys
all those guys, they
actually.
have to self-teach themselves.
Yeah.
And
Not even self-teach. It's like they actually got help from one time Google came.
okay, all this
remember?
Google workshop,
Yeah, Google workshop.
all those things go. They need to bring all those things back.
Google came.
All those brand
All those
partnership with all
brands
those.
needs to come
Yeah,
back.
Google
So
came
that's
to
what
like
we- that's what we are
support
saying.
them,
That
and maybe some of them too now
Yeah.
started making research and all. So it was
So
not
that
like
time, even
this
from when we
training,
uni, they started making money.
yeah.
So
Started doing all
they were really
this
on the IT,
part-time.
and a lot of them are in like top and big firms
Now, they're
because
actually like cashing
because
out.
tech has made way for them. So imagine that they had no. Imagine Google didn't come. Imagine they didn't have like.
Shout out to the bro, tech bro.
Imagine Google didn't come. Imagine they didn't have like something to sort of stir them up in that tech way.
That
In fact, some of them, by so doing, they also had like interns, people that were teaching under them. That from there, all those interns too are also doing well for themselves now.
Can imagine.
So we can't
Just by one brand coming to show
you get
up
so
for them.
I've never been an
Yes,
advocate
yes,
of
yes.
education is scam. Education has never been a scam. We have a lot of people that are doing well with it. But everybody's not going to make. Everybody's not quote and unquote. Everybody's not going to make it with the. Should I say
What
the
you studied
certificate that you
too.
studied? Because the economy and what Nigeria is now, we know that everybody's just trying to make ends meet. But there are some that we know that solely this one. There's no way he's going to do about it. This one, na a few way, na scholar. He's
Nah,
going to
this-
go strictly into the white
this
collar
part,
job.
yes.
You get not everybody's going to go into business after school. But we are saying let us create the enabling environment for everybody to have like a good head start into
Exactly.
life. Because
Exactly.
life in Nigeria is already leading you by maybe 10-0. You get
You
because
can't come from poor family. Maybe
Ah,
extra 5.
My dozen.
you
So-
get because there are some of our friends that we can all attest we have friends outside the country that when we're all in Nigeria, right, we were both putting in the effort and they've gone outside the country. Maybe those are in tech, those are in
And within
business.
2-3 years,
They've transformed
Things
their
have
lives.
changed,
They've
yes.
talked about how things not because of course we know that there is better quote and unquote, but because opportunities are available
exactly.
to aid both their schooling, their maybe researching or whatever business they want to go into. But in Nigeria, you don't even have a proper credit score to even say you want to access loan.
Bro.
To even say you want to even go into research and
Even this
funding.
loan that President Tinubu, this
The
new
net fund.
fund, this thing, they've not paid. Some said they've not paid them for
Can
like.
you imagine?
like
And there's a lot of
2-3
fear that
months now.
they'll say they've paid. You know what amazes me is that when they say that they
And
paid
government
over-
has released the fund. That's the crazy part. Government has released the
They are
fund.
still waiting for.
And now
Oh.
disbursed funds. They've only disbursed maybe like 2-3 times now. The many ones people were still telling me that they've not paid really
See, when we
for like 2-3 months.
I'm sorry, wait. When we're even in uni, it's like there's this money that they normally pay with
That's on
Lagos
Lagos
State.
State. Lagos State bursary.
I
Yes.
I'm not sure they're still paying
No,
it.
I noticed
They are
that
still
my
doing
younger,
it.
no, my
But
younger
they've not
ones,
done it now.
yeah, my
Even my
younger
younger
ones,
sister has not
my younger
collected one.
ones in UD, I've been kind of been asking them recently. Not that I actually
Just make them see
just
it,
to even know that maybe so that they will even need to like do some upkeep whatever. But I don't know maybe whatever. But they've been telling me that maybe they've not collected.
They've not collected.
And
My
they're
younger
actually in
sister,
finance.
they've
Even
not
for like 4
collected.
years.
What's a palm?
She will be in for. She will enter 400
My
level
younger
now.
ones are already in finance.
Lagos State government
This
are
my
watching
younger
this.
sister too. She's in 400 level
We
now.
were beneficiaries of
We
bursary.
collected
Ah, we
Lagos State
collected-
bursary.
What is happening to the bursary?
Wait.
And they
Are you
are in
Lagosian?
fund.
Are you Lagosian?
I'm a Lagosian.
You collected.
You don't know that I'm a Saleko boy.
You collected.
You don't know. Chop 200k.
So we were beneficiaries of the bursary.
Yes, Lagos
Now
State
what's
bursary.
happening? Ṣé o ti gbowó pamọ́ ni ẹgbẹ́ jáde?
Snake come
Because
and
actually
beat
that
the
bursary e dey always come at rightful time.
At the
when
right
you- when
time
you
before
need
you
it.
know
Very
you don't go
helpful.
collect your
There was even one that we did.
your
There
ATM
was one we did
for
when we were 100 level.
for your Naija.
It's not really bursary. It was like you feel like you answer some questions online. We did when 100 level. I know it's like a question, like a set of questionnaires that they'll give you money to. I forgot the name. It was very popular.
I remember
forgotten
what
the
you're
name.
trying to say.
So all of those things even like aided our education. You have say you know how our state be. Now all those things there is the guy that they
Can you
push.
imagine that Lagos State government
You know that
give
the
you-
guy.
Lagos State government gave you 200,000 as a scholar, like you are on 3.5 and above, and you collected your 200,000, and you know the house you know good for
You
house.
get- now you go
know
down
that
push
at least
now.
for the meantime you have anything, your parents will not even bother.
So I feel like what we have established now is to say that government needs to bring back all those incentives that makes education interesting. Because
exactly.
we can't let's be factual. We can't say that they are going to totally eradicate all of these entertainment programs. There's no way, because every brand needs to also make money. But I also say let us create a leveling ground, a balance that in as much as they are pumping money into entertainment industry, let the education sector also have incentives. Either their programs, PRs, things that also make students not feel stifled. See, this nail fund is a welcome initiative, but I feel like it's a problem to some extent, because you are finishing, you already know that you have gbese. You have not even gotten job. You don't get gbese for government to make. So you are starting a job, you have to be siphoning money back to the it's a loan now. It's a loan for students now. I don't know what the amount is.
Somebody in Italy that all through he has 2 masters, 2 PhDs, and everything was government funded.
Over there, yeah.
Over there in Italy.
Wow.
Everything was government funded. Even graduated as the best graduate. He's a Nigerian. As a best graduating student, they still give him extra, I think, £10,000 or £10,000.
That's the thing now. Yeah, in best graduating students, they'll give. I don't see one. I think it's Osun State. They gave him mug.
I will have.
And then to tell people that I graduated in the first class service.
So
it's shaming
that they'll be giving them.
Don't go entertain me. NYSC. Kilonje NYSC night. Mr. Macho. And Mrs. NYSC.
Miss NYSC.
Brands will come. They come and sponsor NYSC.
Collect free. Collect this thing.
They'll give them cash gift. They'll give them so.
But Said like this, no sponsor for Said.
Said go say okay, no they came up wash.
They sleep. Even the vocational things they are teaching us is just so very basic. Outdated.
Very basic.
We're not fine. We know that and skills, like if you get funny making, but I think that things that can make you level up on a global stage, things that are evolving. So you cannot be teaching people how to do things
abroad. While they are in prison, they will introduce them to. I know somebody
skills
that
are
from. He said we went because he built a company. His company is up to like. Is earning up to like $80 million per year
annually.
He said it was when he was in prison that he got to learn about AI and learning and everything, coding and all. You can imagine from being from ex-convict to raising 80 million, making $80 million per year. You can imagine.
That's like a working.
You can for a working system. Yes. All these prayers they are praying, God give me money, God give me this. They are just basic.
God give me for
that's how you see that most people
I don't know, maybe we still need to talk more on religion.
We'll come there.
All these prayers we are praying that God make me graduate. God give me they are basic over there.
You are in a condition in an environment that's not conducive. You've not eaten, mosquitoes don't bite you. It's the cash. You don't have internet.
Lecturer will still be telling you A is for God, B is for Jesus, C is for me.
Check it out. How do you want to go? But we've really touched this on a lot of things. And I think we'll just close out with this narration, and is what we said earlier, that we know that we cannot totally eradicate the entertainment sector. It's not possible. We cannot say brands should not sponsor.
Definitely.
But we're saying let's create a leveling ground. Let's create a balance for both the educational players to also, feel like they are seen and they are wanted. And by doing this, we bring back the vibe,
the better society,
the energy for the educational sector. Because trust me, if we continue in this decline, we are just going into an ascending decline. What is gravitating to us? An idiocracy uprising, not even Olodo Uprising anymore. So please, for every government parastatals watching this, or to anyone that knows any government parastatals, please ensure in any capacity that you are, ensure that you are putting in every right framework to ensure that our educational system works. And to every individual too that can play a part, please, in every part that you can, support every educational program you can, promote them, give them enough PR,
universities,
and
go to secondary school.
Let's together just build a working
and better society,
and an intellectual society. Thank you everyone for tuning in today to another episode of Men2Men Naija Podcast. We hope you sure enjoyed today's conversation, and of course we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you for joining us.
Peace
Ciao.
out.